Yes, good evening, we're back. It's the Celtic Unrestricted View. Tonight's actually a brand new show that we're just introducing for the listeners. And this one's called the Unrestricted Goal Rush. I'll explain as we go for the folk that might seem intrigued. But joining me tonight, we've got Big Jason. How are we, big man?
All right, mate. I'm good. Glad it's the weekend. Glad the football's finally back. So glad, and I'm glad I'm on it with you, mate.
Aren't we all, mate? Aren't we all? That's nice of you to say, because you don't normally say that when Ryan's on. So, Ryan, if you're listening, that's you bombed out, I think, mate.
We all know who the real gaffer is, not me.
Ryan's just decided it's a festive season, so he's just not caring anymore, and he's decided to go his own way for the evening. So, apparently, we just the same as Big Hands, mate. We never stop, you know what I mean? We'll just continue on and allow him to go on his jollies and do what he's doing. Apparently he's away trying to track down Gio's Peppa Pig Cup, but I don't know if that's true. that was just a rumour I heard today. But no, mate, it's good to see you again. Nice to see your smiling face. And as you touched on there, mate, the football is back. So we're all buzzing about it, mate. No, I know we've had football. I know it's not as if football has been away, but it's not a football that we love, and it's no Celtic. So, and it's good that we're going to be back. And just as we were chatting before we came on here, I'm actually quite surprised that the game looks as if it's going ahead. Touch everybody now. We've already got a fixture on the card called off the Motherwell St Mirren game. So,
is that already off, aye?
Yeah, it was called off today due to apparently severe flooding and something faulty in the stadium. I don't know if fucking Slaney's been climbing on the roof again and fell through something, do you know what I mean? Or Stephen Craigan's been fucking practising again with the colour. He's at the colour to it again, practising, lobbing balls onto the roof. But no, as I say, mate, it's good to have a Celtic back, and it's good to feel this buzz again. Just listening to Angie's press on that earlier on, obviously, it sounds like I think this is the first time Jace, that we've had a fully fit squad for quite a number of months, mate. Apart from Juranovic, and he said today Welsh is knackered. He's got an injury in McCarthy, but McCarthy's obviously been a bit part. He's not really been part of the first team adventures. So, but no, apparently this is everybody's fully fit and ready to go, and we've got our captain back, mate. What are we making of that?
I'm so glad that we've got our captain back. And weirdly enough, though, I don't think we missed him as much as we thought we would. But I actually thought Matt O'Reilly stepped into that role quite well and sort of done really, really well at it, actually. But it'll be good to get Calmac back in there and push O'Reilly up, because I think him and Hatate a wee bit further forward are just a different gravy to them together, and they have a fully fit squad is fucking frightening, to be honest with you. Because we're not really. I think we've been leaking not a lot of goals. We've been leaking more goals than we should have been. And I think it's because we've not had a settled back four. We've not had Starfelt and CCV there, and some people might still have their critics about Starfelt, but I think the big man's solid. I think the two of them together, their record speaks for themselves, mate. Do you know what I mean? The two of them play together, we've not been beat.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really looking forward to it, and I know it's pure cliche, but I think Kevin McGregor back will be like a new signing again, because he just brings so much to their team that it's amazing. He grabs games by the scruff of the neck, mate. You seen it last year across the water when he grabbed that game with the scruff of the neck and got us back into the game, mate. And he's done it so many times. I'm just buzzing for the morrow, mate. I'm really, I was in work today. I didn't know we were having that chat whether it was going to go ahead, but so far so good, mate. It's going to go ahead, and I can't wait for it, man.
Aye, it's obviously we've heard the weather as well, so the temperatures to rise a tad, it's to go to 12 degrees or more apparently, so
Get my shorts on then.
that's what I was going to say. That's taps off weather for us, isn't it, man? The Glaswegians, the Fijis, man. That's get the fucking hot tub set up back out the back and we're ready to go again, man. We're buying barbecues and we're buying the barbecues at Tesco and that. We're flying off the shelves tomorrow. But no, in terms of the squad, mate, I agree with you wholeheartedly regarding Big Starfield. I think it'll be good to see him and all because he's missed a lot of football as well, Jace.
Yep.
Obviously the early part of the season and obviously and McGregor. I've all sheer timing. The second game into the fucking Champions League campaign, man, and he gets injured. A guy that's, I mean, he's played 9,000 games in fucking 2.5 seasons or something, you know what I mean, for club and country as it seems. But no, as I say, a guy that's never injured. All of a sudden, that's the last 2 years back to back, a wee fracture on his cheek, and then obviously for his eye, should I say. And then that be, what was it, his knee? Hammy?
His knee. It was against, he done it against
Leipzig,
aye.
It was Leipzig, he goes and tackles the boy, and then he does himself in the challenge, and then he still manages to get up to chase the boy back, but you're all looking and all going, right, you should have done him early doors instead of letting him get back, but obviously he slides in, he wins the ball, and then the ball breaks to the other big boy, and he runs by, and that's so is law and luck, should I say. But I agree with you there with Starfield. I think it'll be good to see him back as well. It gives us a better option there as well. And then with McGregor back in there and all, I just think he gives a whole team a lift. I just think he's a man in there, you know, you look to for inspiration. The rest of them all feed off him. They get that for him. And I think it'll be good to see Matt O'Reilly push higher as well, get in and help Natati in the wee pockets and, you know, causing carnage, hopefully. And then obviously he said today that Maeda, Moy and CCV are all back and on, ready to go. So they've had a week off, which is really good. So the squad shaped up pretty well, and thankfully we've come back with a more or less a full bill of health, apart give or take 1 or 2 of the squad players, but no, it'll be interesting to see. And then obviously, what kind of team does he play tomorrow? This is going to be the one as well. What kind of lineup does he play? In my opinion, obviously he's going to need to play Ralston because he's no other option. Alistair Johnson can't play to 1st of January.
Oxo's going to play, isn't he?
Definitely, aye. He's no danger. Is he going to leave him out, mate? No, it's not happening.
There's a question for you, but right.
Mm-hmm.
Does Joe Hart start tomorrow?
Well, I think this is one that's gonna get everybody chatting in it. It's got everybody talking. I think everybody's kind of been. I've seen a few people having their tuppence worth recently with Big Joe, but the last 3 games he's played have been friendlies, so they're meaningless games in my opinion. Seen the one everybody was talking about last Saturday, the one I don't know, I think it was the 3rd goal for Rents. But the whole Celtic defence have all stepped up and the boys he's there himself and you're like, right, okay, but I don't know. I in my opinion, Jess, you can't over-criticise a guy in a friendly. Because it's just a friendly.
I don't think so either. He's positives. He's got more good performances than bad performances for me. People have been overcritical of him, I think
it's his experience and the career he's had as well. He's going to. I do think, Jace, I would agree with some of the boys. I mean, I've had a conversation with Ryan about this and Barry and a few of the boys, and I do think that his days are going to be more than, like, they're going to be numbered, I would say.
I'd say it's probably his last year as number 1. I think you maybe say another year, but be back up.
Quite possibly. I would be surprised because you win the league, you're going right back into Champions League, so you take the gamble and get into Champions League. with him as number one. Obviously, you've got Big Seagrass there and all that you've brought in on a freebie.
I like him. I like
I
Seagrass.
like him too. I think he's a big unit, a boy, and he certainly looks as if he's improved in the couple of games I've seen him win the cup, and then obviously the one over in Australia. He looks as if he's improved with the ball at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
But then a guy made a good point to me the other night. A guy I've known for years. And he says to me, do you think the ploy is to get Barkas game time, to get his confidence back, in order then to bring him back to and at the time I thought, nah, surely no. I mean, you're not signing Big Seagrass and then you're going to bring Barkas back, or as Big Hans calls him, Barky.
But if just trying to get an option to buy on him.
No. See, that's what threw me a wee bit with that one as well, because they don't have an option to buy. And he's been like a cat for them, apparently. Apparently he was their best player for the last month or two.
I've said it before on the pod, and I've said it to yourself and Ryan and Barry and that. I know there's a good keeper in there. I think you need to look at the circumstances with Barkas when he came over here. He came over here and there was no fans. He didn't have any of his family. I think he was living out of a hotel.
Mm-hmm. COVID. Didn't go anywhere. The team wasn't socialising together. Aye.
That's got to do something to you, mate. Do you know what I mean? When all your time's going to training and then going to a hotel room, you're not even getting home. You're going back to the hotel room, but nothing's yours.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if that was me, I'd
be
fuck this.
Wee comment for the YouTube. And it's Barry himself.
All right, Barry, mate.
Good evening, boys. Somebody called Hail. Evening, gentlemen. Good evening, mate.
Good evening.
Barry. So, Barry says, I like Hart. I think he's still number one for at least 2 years after this, as long as he remains fit. Well, that's the problem as well, Baz, there as well. Like, when you've got a goalkeeper that old, older folk are more prone to injuries, and goalies take a battering for part of the post in terms of, they're diving about, they're depending on the games you're playing in, they could be well used. But with Celtic, mate, he's 90% of the time, mate, he's a passenger. So 90% of the times he's a spectator. He's stunning watching games, and especially in this kind of weather, do you know what I mean? A couple of days ago it was -9, so never up to -6. So the temperatures rose a wee bit, but it could be back to -9 tomorrow, depending on what happens. But as I say, but goalies like Big Hart, he's got a load of experience, mate. So I would think it was right out of the blue if Hart doesn't start tomorrow. And then you're looking at the rest of the team, so you're probably looking at Ralston's a shoe-in, Greg Taylor's a shoe-in. I personally think he'll play, if they're all ready to go, I think he'll play Carter Vickers and Starfelt.
100%.
Aye. And I think the central midfield takes care of itself. I think he'll play McGregor, Hatate and O'Reilly.
Uh-huh.
The two wide players, I think he'll play Jota.
Yeah.
And I think he'll play Haksabanovic.
Yeah.
And I think it might be wee Kyogo through the middle.
See, I feel like...
And everybody's going to probably be shouting on this, going, no, I would play Jackie Marcus because that big boy Stewart's a big lumpy boy and blah, blah, blah. I just think, I've said it on a couple of pods, I'm not going to cover the whole ground with it. I just think Kyogo overall is just a better option to allow us to play the football Ange wants to play in terms of the forward press and like playing in the final third. Him and Maeda give you that option.
Mm-hmm.
So I just that in my opinion, I think that's going to be the team. I think the team more or less from mid to front picks itself in my opinion. And then I think with all the naughty stuff that's been going on with Jackie Marcus behind the scenes, whether it be his agent or even him or doing it through somebody or whatever. I think that's going to, if the big man doesn't like get it together in terms of rein it in a bit and stop leaking things. Because I listened to Angie's presser, I don't know if you've seen it, and the guy asked him about Scott Robertson. And he says, Scott Robertson says in the paper that obviously he'll be moving on and his days are numbered now at Celtic. So what was your words of wisdom? And Big Ange went, right, okay. He says, Scott probably shouldn't be doing that through papers. He says, but everybody's got circumstances, whether it be personal reasons or fitness reasons or regardless, what it could be. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's in certain scenarios for people. So he says, but I had a word with Scott, and he says, I think he's 21 now. I think he's at a point now in his career where he needs to go and play regular. And obviously, with us, he's no guaranteed. Because after the midfield three, who I think's for best trio, you've then got Aaron Moy and you've then got Davy Turnbull. In my opinion. So, and Aaron Moy had a superb World Cup there. I wouldn't even be surprised. I'm actually just saying to you now, that's what I think the team would be. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if Aaron Moy plays.
I wouldn't be annoyed if Aaron Moy started.
I wouldn't be annoyed either. No, neither would I. But like I say, it's one, we've got that strong a squad now. So it's a case of, and I think it's going to be horses for courses again. I think as we go and the fixtures start piling up again, and because that's it now, we've not got a break now. It's this to the summer.
Good.
We don't have a break now. We've had 5 weeks off. So in terms of Scottish football, so. But what about yourself? What do you think in terms of the lineup and that for tomorrow?
I think they're going to be much the same, mate. Aye. Obviously, I think Hart will start. I think Ox will play because for me so far he's player of the year in my opinion. I just think absolutely phenomenal. Vickers and Starfelt are fit. I think they'll both play together because that's his partnership. I think Ralston will start. Mainly, probably he's only one there, but I think he probably deserves to get a wee run in the team now because he's sat at the side for a while. I think the captain comes back in. O'Reilly and Hattati. It'd be good to see O'Reilly back up in that forward role because I do think he provides so much. And by the way, I was a David Turnbull fanboy right at the start of the season, if you remember. But
that's right, you had t-shirts and everything, towels and all that, you shorties on it, didn't you? Fucking a lot, man.
Aye. But, I call it as I see it, and O'Reilly and Hattati are just different gravy.
You was well doing that Force Market, mate. Try to get some of that merchandise away, mate, honestly.
I know. Then you've got, I think, Haksabanovic, who's just one player of the month there, so he's going to play him into.
Aye.
Again, I like Haksabanovic. I like him, but JP, I think I really like Haksabanovic. I think he brings something different to that team again. So I think he's there. But again, you've got Abada there.
I'm saying.
There's
a goal getter.
We're sitting here saying that that it picks itself. Ange could just surprise you and be like, well, no, it's Abada, and then fucking Haksabanovic. So he's going to play Jota, and then I think it will be Kyogo, because Kyogo's just. I think Kyogo is what Ange looks for in a footballer. That's what if Ange did describe his perfect football player, it would be Kyogo. Again,
no, I totally agree. In my opinion, mate, he's a shoe-in all the time if he's fit and he's on it and he's ready to go. But I do think, obviously, because of this season alone and the fixture pile up, and then he's been in the Champions League again for the first time in 5 years, because of the amount of games we've had to play, I do think that's why he has rotated the squad and Kyogo's maybe not played every game, and I think maybe dented his confidence a little bit.
I think he'll still rotate though. He's big on it. I think he is big on the rotation.
I do think I've had a conversation with Barry aside for this, And we've spoke about it, and we came to the conclusion that I think the Celtic fans are going to have to become accustomed to this rotation, because that's the kind of club, that's what to fire a team out on all fronts. That's what he's going to have to do. And that's probably why the squad's getting a wee bit bigger rather than smaller, because of the amount of games we've got to play.
Yeah.
Now, when he was asked today about Juranovic, and obviously he's like, he was asked about Juranovic's injury, because he's not playing tomorrow for Croatia. They've already said he's injured.
His calf, innit?
Aye, but apparently Anne says it's nothing too serious. But he's not had a medical report or anything, but he's gone with, obviously he spoke. Maybe he's had a conversation with him or somebody. And but he said, no, after this we'll give him a week off, and then he'll be back in and ready to go. So I thought to myself, right, well, if he's coming back in and ready to go, maybe it's no what we thought initially in terms of right early doors in January he's going to be off-ski. Because I said to Ryan, and Ryan actually said it to me as well, there's no danger any of them are going to be allowed to leave before the 2nd.
Nah, no way.
So when that comes, once that game's got like been and dusted, then I reckon
I'm going to stretch to go. I think a lot of it will be to do with how that game goes on the 2nd. See if we get beat, right? I don't think he'll let them go. If the point gets, if we're still 9 points in front, but I think if you win and you go 12.
Hold on a minute. I need to take a drink of water. Did you say we get beat?
If we get beat after them, right?
You've been taking me,
going to happen, right?
You've been taking me funny sweeties again.
For the do you know what I mean? So if you win, if you win,
no,
that,
I understand what you're saying, mate. I get you. Our away form's been pretty good, I know. Under Ange as well, like you know.
I think once in a year. Know what I mean?
I think them across the water are going to have to come through this run of games here unscathed, and I hope that they get a result off of us, because they're up at Pittodrie on Tuesday night. Then they're away to Dingwall on next Friday. Yeah. Is it next? Aye, next Friday.
But the 3rd day.
So, they're going to have to come through that unscathed. And I'm not being funny, mate. See the first half last night? The guys I played 5-a-sides with would have done them.
Aye.
Honestly, that's how honky tonk they were. And they were absolutely no. You can dress it up whatever way you want. They weren't particularly that great in the 2nd half. They were playing against a team that just totally died right out of the game. That made them look a wee bit better.
Don't know what that lead.
A decent side will destroy. A decent side will take them to the cleaners.
Okay, man.
You're playing two guys. Right away, you're playing you've got two midfielders playing at centre back. You've got a young boy flung in at left back.
He actually done no bad game, to be fair to him.
I know, but can you see that boy coming up? You picture Jota, Haksabanovic or Abada playing against that boy. The boy's career's ended.
Rip him out, man.
That's what I'm saying. They totally destroyed the boy. That boy's not ready for something like that. He's not ready for that exposure. So, in my opinion, mate, it's... And then, just overall, mate, we're going to have to be very, very, very poor. Or VAR's going to have to be very, very, very good on the day.
You've just
for that to happen. But the thing is, the way we play, Jace, we take the game away for the teams, mate. We take the game away from them. We've done it the last couple of times now at Celtic Park. We've took the game away from them before half time. So if we do that, mate, then. But I really project us to now kick on, and when I say kick on, I mean kicking on and playing better than what we were before the break. Which I didn't think I don't even think we got out of first gear. And we still had a 9-point gap going into that 5-week break, yeah.
There was still some parts of I thought before the break we were still a bit sluggish and still a bit. Do you know what I mean? Because I think we were in the Champions League and all that.
Our peak performance this season so far has been the 9-0 game at Tannadice.
Yeah.
Out with that, you could possibly argue and say we were decent that day. We beat Kelly. We took 5 off them at Rugby Park. Jota scored a worldie.
We were good that game, mate.
We were good that day as well.
We were good the first game of the season and all. We beat Aberdeen. Hibs and all.
We played some that we took 6 off Hibs as well. Aye. But there has been a couple of games, but they're not as consistent as what they maybe have been and what we're accustomed to as a fan base.
Is that us, or is that just because teams are going ultra defensive and putting 11 men behind the ball?
I think it could be that as well, mate. I think teams are trying to stop the steam train for coming at them. And the way to do that is to get yourself back in numbers. But the Celtic team, they've got too much firepower, Jace. They've got too many answers in their team. They'll find a way. Look at Dundee United scored an equaliser at Celtic Park. Albeit a mistake, right? But it doesn't matter. They got to go. Celtic went on and won 4-2. Because of that attitude that he's installed in them. Because of that, never say die, we never stop, we keep going to the end.
Take Castle away.
Eventually, you bring subs off the bench like Kyogo and Abada. And see when you've got that quality coming off your bench, Jace. When the other teams that are in the league haven't got that, it's really hard to just keep going and fighting it. Eventually, these guys will, they'll find a breakthrough. Just going to come to John Boy. It's a comment from the YouTube, Jace. He says, that's the beauty of Celtic. When all fit, doesn't matter who starts, you always feel good. I'll leave you with that one, Jace, if you want to relay back anything on that.
Aye. No, I would agree with that, aye. It's one of those ones, it doesn't matter who's playing or who, even when they're all fit and he does rotate it, even when he's making the changes, you don't notice that we've made changes. I think maybe apart from the only one time that he did it this year was at St Mirren and it didn't work. Every other time he's done it, it's worked. And I've got no qualms with it. I'm pretty confident with the team they put, no matter what new he puts out tomorrow, that we'll still win and still in a performance. And I've never seen that before. Do you know what I mean? Well, you're like that. I don't care who plays. Probably, I don't care who plays. They'll win anyway. It's really, really good.
Yes, no, definitely. It's the position that we're in now, and no last summer, the summer before, you would never envisage that time frame for us to be sitting here, like saying that. You know what I mean?
I think we all still thought we would have been in sort of in the rebuild stage now, or we would just have been community.
We are still. I would say we're in part of. This is phase 2 probably of the rebuild. I would say we're in.
I don't think any of us seen it happening so quick. Because that turnaround last year was fucking unbelievable. I don't think you'll ever see it like that again. How quick he turned that around.
I totally agree with you, mate. It was actually frightening watching it all unveiling in front of us. And then obviously he brings Dyson, Rio and Yoski. But obviously Yoski's one thing after another with him. He's no managed.
It's a shame for that boy, by the way.
It is a shame. I do feel sorry. But he's joined a teammate that is already littered with quality. And he's joined a team that he plays in a position that's very, very hard to get into. which other players have came and felt they're after that. Do you know what I mean? They've felt that already. Look at James McCarthy. I mean, he's one of the fucking experienced
Mate, I
pros you'll ever
honestly
find.
thought, see, when we signed James McCarthy, I thought he'd have been a regular starter for us. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
And that, mate, see, the thing is, but I don't think he's played that bad when he's actually come in and played. I think he's actually done all right. He's
I
just
agree with you.
that he can't drop the players that are playing because they're just that good. You know what I mean?
Wee comment for YouTube again, James Robertson. Hibs should have been 4 or 5 first half. They're not any better than they were before the break. I said that last night, James, as well. We've got a group chat, and I actually texted that group chat last night with the exact words. If we can fly out the traps, they will fall because they can't take their eyes off us. No, totally, mate. Everything's pinned on us. You've even got this new manager calling us that other team. Or them, or whatever it was he says. I totally agree with you, James. I think they right for day dot, mate, for the old club folded and they went right down to the 3rd division and everything's been about catching Celtic and doing this, and their vision's been tunnel vision with us, right for them. And everything is all stop at 10 in a row, stop this, stop that. We need to stop Celtic doing this, we need to stop Celtic doing that. You were listening to some of the comments coming out for the Armadillo at that AGM there a week ago, and like they're just like, we need to get close to Celtic. If Celtic can do that, how can we know? Blah blah blah. Everything was all. They weren't even taking in what was going on with their own club. They were all concentrating, as James touched on there, us, which is absolutely mental in my opinion. Because the only reason we chat about them is because there's normally a headline about something, or usually it's coming up to we're going to be playing them soon. So that's the only reason why any of us would mention. Or we're having a bit of banter and it just so that it crops up in conversation. But they are self-obsessed with what what we're up to, and they're always looking at the fence. And I remember Ange distinctively saying that, don't look at the fence at other people, get your own house in order first.
He's right,
no, he is right. There's no point in looking into somebody else's backyard, and do you know what I mean? Get your own. Because if you're too obsessed with somebody else, it'll go Pete Tong for you. Especially if you start trying to copy and start trying to, how they doing that, but we're no, and how they do. So, as I say, it'll become a point where it'll start going Pete Tong. I know it's went Pete Tong already for the previous manager, but the same thing will happen because all he's done as well for his took care the job is talk. That's all I've seen. Him talking about this, I've talked about that.
One lot of shite, mate, I had.
Aye, one lot of dribble because the first lot, I'm going to make them wear suits again. They turned up with trackies last night. Oh, then I read the date. Then I read the date. Oh, it wasn't to the home games, it's to the away games. I think the first offer them were playing my fucking brown brogues on.
See that, right? That. Oh, we're going to wear suits. What fucking difference does that make? You could turn up with fucking clays on, you still go and fucking play well. I don't understand that shit. That's a pure lot of nonsense, that.
Nah, it's just it's
I'm honestly, right, see,
crap.
This is all I'll say on it. See the fucking nonsense that we've heard or we've had to endure for the last 3 weeks about how this man's been fucking veiled as fucking this and that. I've had a right good laugh at it. I must admit. Mate, I say I'm not being funny, and I know that you can back me up on this. Tillman was fucking put in the same category as Messi on Twitter the other day.
I seen that on I think it was the BBC Sport, or it was an article they had done or something, and it was a comparison to. And I thought, I don't. Honestly, it's mental. it was. It's as if it was just sheer deflection. It was as if there was a plan in place to look. We're already feeling bad about ourselves because we're 9 points behind. It didn't go too well before the break. We get pumped for pillar to post in the Champions League, left, right, and centre, and obviously,
now they've got the bold Mick,
Ian Beale,
Big
Ian
Mickey.
Beale, aye,
fucking lot of shit, man.
Better be Bobby Beale. No, but as I said, it's do your talking on the park. No, don't talk about things like it was only last season, mate. You fucking one of your so-called best defender coming out and saying that the team had lost the hunger and desire to win, and mate,
they chucked it at half time, remember?
That's what I'm saying. But it's just total nonsense. And then, like as you said, all the not. And then the other day I read about Barisic. His dad's been happy he's not getting a game with Croatia, and his dad's a gangster, and he's that fucking unbelievable, man. Like,
again,
just,
who
come on.
Fuck? It's just that.
It's just one thing after another, but it's hardly surprising, mate, that we're making up banter and we're making up jokes and having a good laugh at it, because it's, like I say, it's there. It's every time you turn your phone on, it's part of the news feed, it's one thing after another, and then you've got old players like the old team and coming out and saying that their old manager had our manager sussed.
He wanted to take a day off him, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
I actually thought that he was starting to talk a bit of sense at one point, but he's just went right back to fucking talking utter tripe again.
Mm-hmm.
He's been hitting it with more shite, I know. But since this Bale came in, about fucking, what was it? I could go out and get a good couple of results and then give them a battering, and then second.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're going to win 4 games, but he's totally dissing us to, like, as if we're not going to. We've already signed 2 players, mate. The transfer window's not even open. Do you know what I mean? It's all about levels in the game, mate. And like I say, it's like their levels seem to be different. Fools, and I'll keep going like that, mate. I'll keep going like that to whatever, because I've told everybody, and even the guys that I know that support Rangers and blah blah blah. As long as Andrew's here, he ain't winning that league, mate. It's no happening. So keep dreaming, keep flying. It's good to have a dream. It's good to, but they don't always come true, mate. So keep that in mind as well. But no, it's like I said before, mate. Half the shite they talk's no true. The other half's hard to believe. As I say, it's one thing after another, and you bet your bottom dollar. Me and Ryan were talking about this the other night, mate. See, leading into Christmas or leading into that game in the second, watch your headlines, right? I'm calling this, you know. There'll be something about fucking, I don't know, Jackie Marcus has done this, or Abada's split up with his girlfriend, or there'll be some sort of headline put out before the game, and it'll be made this big thing. The way it did a few years ago when Big Dembele allegedly was supposed to have signed with Brighton on Christmas Day. I don't know if you remember that, mate, but that was comical.
I found it last year. I know the funny thing last year when they were doing the interviews and they put the Celtic players in front of the Rangers badge as if that was meant to fucking intimidate them. Remember in Sky Sports? They were speaking to them. It was when we beat them last year at Ibrox, and they were speaking to them before it, and they put them right in front of the Rangers badge and done interviews.
Oh, aye.
That's meant to fucking intimidate them. Big Starfelt's just like,
what? Big Starfelt was talking to them, and then Juranovic, what was it? He says, we just trained for this game like we're training to play Hibs or Dundee United or one of our teams in the league. So it's nothing. Nothing changes apart from our preparation. is always the same for every game, blah, blah, blah. But as I say, mate, it is what it is. But like I say, watch this space, because there'll be some sort of headline put out that week.
Aye.
That it's going to be a belter. It'll be more fabrication. But this brings us to the point of tonight, my man. Kind of been looking forward to a wee bit. Now, as I said at the beginning, for anybody that's listening in, guys, girls, ladies and gents, this show from now on a Friday will be called the Unrestricted Goal Rush. Now, the reason that is because during the show, just as me and Jason are about to, we're going to look at the Scottish Premiership fixtures, and we're obviously going to select what we think is going to be the outcome of that fixture. And from over the weekend coming after tonight, we are going to start running a wee league table. So basically what will happen is, in the league table, and this league table involves the listeners as well, so please, if you're listening in, I would like you to message the page on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're on them all. Any one of them. Message the Celtic Unrestricted View on any of their pages to get yourself involved. As we go, we will be running incentives for it. So I'll give you an example. So if any of the listeners were to predict, I don't know, 3, 4, we'll say 4 correct results on that SPFL card, you might get a wee prize. But we'll not be doing that every week, because myself, Jace, Ryan and that, we're certainly no millionaires that we can afford to do that for the listeners. But we will be doing a wee prize maybe every 5, 6 weeks down the line, just to make it a bit interesting. But we will also be running a league table, again, just to get it a bit interesting and get a bit of banter and a bit of thingy going with you guys, the listeners. And myself, Jason, Ryan, there'll be a couple of us involved in the league table as well. But as I say, tonight's the beginning of it. But the way it works is, so what happens is you look at the card, whatever fixtures are where, and you'll predict what you think's going to happen. How it works in terms of points, etc. If you predict a correct score, you will get 2 points. If you predict a draw, you get 1 point. And obviously the team you pick to win doesn't win. You don't get any points. You get 0 points for that. So you get 2 points per team, if that makes sense. And that'll be tallied up at the weekend after every game. Your predictions need to be in before kick-off of each fixture. So your predictions need to be in before then. You can't alter it after. Like, you can't change it after you've done it. So once you've done it, they're in. That's it. They'll not be changing it. Once the game started, obviously you can't change it as well, because obviously then the game started. So your prediction will need to be whatever it may be. So if any are interested, please message the page, so that we can set up a wee league table with everybody who's going to be involved. As I said, I'll give you a bit of time, because obviously tomorrow, really early fixture, Aberdeen versus Celtic, that's at 12:30. But the rest of the other fixtures that are going ahead, which obviously me and Jess will be chatting about in a wee minute, they don't kick off to 3 o'clock. So all your predictions need to be in before then. And best of luck, should I say, to whoever wins this wee table. But I just think this is going to be something very interesting. It kind of gets people intrigued a wee bit. And obviously, with the page, there'll be regular updates regarding what's going on with it and everything else via our socials. And because obviously on this, guys, we just get a random name and what platform. It's like if you guys are messaging in, we only get a random name and what platform you're messaging in from. We have no other details of anybody on this. So if anybody's interested, please message your page. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel as well, because it'll allow us to bring a lot more content for you as we go. And if you don't know how to do it, all you have to do is set up a wee email address and a password that only you individually will remember. And you should be able to hit the subscribe button. It's totally free as well, as is everything that we do. But in terms of getting like prizes and that out, obviously we're going to need details from people. So if you can message your page, that way we know a bit more about you individually, and obviously then we can get this set up and going. So big man, I'm going to come to you first, because obviously I'm the host. So as we know, the Motherwell St Mirren game's off. So Barry, if you're listening in, mate, your prediction for that will be voided. I don't know if I've already told you, but if I haven't, then you know now. And that's another thing, guys. If fixtures are postponed, then it'll just get voided off, so that won't count in your weekly predictions. Okay. So obviously, it makes your job a wee bit harder, because now we need to go and start doing a bit of digging and a bit of thing, mate, for the rest of the teams. Normally we don't do that. It's normally just Celtic we'll chat about and have a laugh about them across the water. But so I'll come to you first, big man, with... I'm not even going to start with the obvious and say our game. I'll come to you first and I'll say Livy United, and obviously Livy at home. Have you even had a chance to look through the fixtures that I sent you earlier?
I have. Aye.
So Livy United, what we thinking?
I'm going to say Livy, because United, they play no bad football, but I don't think I think Livy are too good at home. Yeah. Livy, he's got them playing well. They're consistent and they're good at home. I think their pitch plays a good factor in it and all, but I just think Livy, they're good at home, and I can't see. I think Dundee United are going to be doing about that relegation, because they can't seem to get wins.
Started bad, didn't they?
Aye, as much as ever since after that AZ Alkmaar game, when they get horsed over there, it just went to shite for them. But I thought they played all right when they at Celtic Park when beat before. I thought they actually played all right.
Yeah.
But I just think Livy at home, I can't see United beating them.
Is the boy Levitt back?
Don't think so.
Do you know? So obviously Wales get knocked out early doors, didn't they? So they never even get out of the group. So
he will be then. Aye.
That's what I was wondering, because I don't think he kicked a ball for Wales either, did he?
He didn't play for them anyway. No, he didn't play.
I know he didn't. So we've got another wee comment here for Facebook. Nice of you to join us tonight, Scarlet Pimpernel. 3-0 to the Celtic lads. Is that your only prediction, Ryan? Because you'll only get 2 points if that comes in, mate. But no, I'm pretty sure Ryan will give his predictions in due course. Where's Ryan tonight? Frank, I would like to know that as well, mate. Obviously, he's definitely not here. But no, Ryan's got a prior engagement tonight. As it's come to the festive season, Ryan's prioritised a wee shindig out for out to see if we can get yourself some mistletoe. And as I say, no, Ryan's got a wee night out tonight, so Ryan will be back with us in the days to come.
I'll
I'm
give
pretty
you
sure
one then.
Batter on.
Ross County, St Johnstone. Ross County at home.
I knew you were going to give me that, man. I'm going to say a draw.
Mate, I thought that and all, and I looked at the melody on.
I'm going to say a draw.
I know.
And the reason I'm going to say a draw is because I think the two teams under the current... I think Ross County have only won 3 games out of their last 9.
I think they were starting to hit a bit of form there, but before the break, if I remember.
Aye, but they've won 3 games out of their last 9, I'm sure. So... St Johnstone are hot and cold. I would say they're a bit of a yo-yo team. They're up and they're down, they're up, they're down, they're, you know. So I'm going to say a draw because I think that might be a bit of a damp squib, to be honest.
I think a draw for that, man, I know.
Aye. That's the thing as well with us, folks. In terms of scores and stuff, we're not doing scores. You either predict a winner or you predict a draw or you don't. We're not doing like scores or anything like that. So it's just straight name to win, name to draw, name to win, name to draw, etc. And that's how we'll work the league table. And for any of the guys that's commenting in like late on, if any of you missed that, I'll give you a wee quick summary. So Friday's show now is going to be called the Unrestricted Goal Rush. And we're going to be running a wee league table, especially for the listeners to join in with us. So we need anybody that's listening in. If you want to be part of it, message the page Celtic Unrestricted View on any one of the social platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, any one of them, and we'll get you set up so that you can start joining in with us. And your predictions for Scottish Premiership football, as I said, needs to bin before kick-off. You can't amend it either. Once your predictions are logged with us, that's you. It's done. It's ready to go, and it'll be uploaded onto the page. So, because to amend it and all that, people, if you started doing that, it'd be better. Even the games would be finished and we'd go into the next round of fixture by the time we get round to amending it all. Do you know what I mean? So, as I say, and then obviously the last one I'll bring with you is Hearts Kelly. So, what do you think of that? Hearts are at Tynecastle as well.
I mean, I don't know, mate. Hearts. Going to say Hearts. Because I think having the break was probably done in the world of good. They'll have a good few injuries back.
I was just going to say that as well. And Kilmarnock have kind of struggled a wee bit, haven't they?
Mate, I've been quite disappointed with Kilmarnock. I thought they'd have come up now and they'd done a lot better.
I knew it was going to be tough for them just because their squad size wasn't exactly the biggest when they bounced up there. So it's kind of.
I don't think they'll go down, but I think they'll stay up.
No, I think you're right in terms of Dundee United, mate. I think the damage might have already been done to United early doors. It's going to be very hard for them to get that back, mate.
I'm going to go out on a wee hang here. I don't know if people agree with me. 11th and 12th is going to be Hibs and Dundee United. Dundee United bottom. I think Hibs will be playoff.
Hibs are falling into that rut as well, mate. They seem to just die right out of games. They do all right first like 20 minutes and then it becomes a damp squib with them. They're obviously maybe going to lose Big Portis in January, I know, which is probably going to be a big loss to them as well. Boyle's out for the rest of the season, so he's going to be a massive loss to them.
I think if he doesn't start getting results soon, mate, he could be going to lose his job. 1 win in 8 that's fucking sacking material, by the way. That, isn't it?
Aye. No, it's like to play well, you start the game, you get an early goal, and then you concede an equaliser, and then you get right up the park and you score.
Aye.
And you invite all sorts of pressure on you tactically by no changing, no making proactive changes here and there. Why did they not change their midfield? Why did they not change their midfield earlier to bring a boy Henderson on to get the ball rather than because he was dropped into the 6 to get the ball off the centre back. The straight swap there would have been Porteous getting back into his natural. Because the boy Cabrera, in my opinion, was their best player. He was their only out ball, somebody that could carry the ball more than 10 yards. The rest of them was just like a hot toy. That big boy Rocky Bashiri, he's absolutely fucking drama stuff, man. Like, honest to God, where did they get him from?
Fuck knows. But
I've seen my captain Monk a couple of days ago turn quicker than him.
They're no good defensively at all.
Wow.
It's
like,
fucking... See that boy they brought on and he had the Mohican brought on in the 84th minute.
McCurdy.
21 goals last year down south. Can he get into that? You're trying to tell me he can't get into that Hib squad? Come on.
They also signed that boy. What's his name? The boy from Benfica. Is it Tavares?
I
don't think he's played a game of fives.
I've not seen him, mate.
Like, that's the boy with the kind of long dreadlocks. I don't think he's played a game of fives with him. But you're just like, even at Celtic Park, he sets his stall up. He sets a stall up for so long, and then it's as if the players on the pitch just stop believing in it. So they're going what they're doing and fall back in. But see, last night, Jace, they were giving him the ball. Fucking Ryan Jack was running about like Zidane.
See all he had today, last night in the second half, was what he done in the first half.
Who?
Hibs, John's that fucking Hibs manager.
No, but he's in my opinion, mate, he's showed a bit more impetus and went to a diamond. See, as soon as he goes to a diamond, the Rangers fucking team are like, what's going on here? Because the boy Ewan and the other boy, what was the boy at the far side? Kyle McGuinness. They were coming in as if they were inverted. So what I would have done was went to a diamond and put one of them higher so that they're playing a long diag. So once you hit the diag and you miss out that, nobody wins that first ball. You've got Big Bashiri and the boy Hanlon were winning headers. So once the first header breaks, with a diamond, mate, you've always got somebody spare to go then and pick up and go in a half turn and go.
Yeah.
But then you've got to use your pace. And that's what I was thinking to myself, you're at Ibrox. You've got to believe in what you're doing. If you've no belief on the pitch, how the hell is the manager going to put that across to you to try and get you? So, I just didn't get it, mate. I really thought that they had all the gear and the idea. Do you know what I mean? That's just how that, to me, that's just how that went last night. Because, like I say, is that mob are irritating?
I know, but see when he brought McGeady on and McGeady got the ball off the first time, he started doing things. He started fucking going at them. And I'm like, what did he go
three moments he done something when he came on with the ball. He was turning somebody. That one, who was it? He get the booking. Who was it happened?
It was just on the park, was it not?
No, was it? Stephen Davis. It was. Oh, you're right.
Davis, aye.
Stephen Davis. See when Rangers are 2-1 down, right? And then you've obviously got that penalty shout as well, right? So the ball hits Sands' arm, and gone with your refs. If you want to be consistent, Matt O'Reilly got a penalty given against him for in my opinion, way less than that against Ross County. You could probably argue with
Burnley was
Burnley
even
as well
less.
against
Dundee United.
Dundee United, aye. And you're looking at the two. The one James Forrest didn't get at Tynecastle. And then that one last night. And by the way, that's not the first time that's happened with that loon ball, Sands. Because he done one just before the break and he put his horn up like that and the ball hit him right there.
Aye.
But yeah, they were all convinced the ball hit his face. No, last night, the first one that hit him in the hand.
I'll say it right now. See that one last night? See if that is it up the other end? It's a penalty.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, and I said it on Twitter, if that's Carol Starfelt or Big Carter Vickers, that's a penalty all day long. All day long. There's no qualms about that, mate. No questions asked. If that happens tomorrow,
It's a penalty.
It's a penalty. Guarantee you. It's absolutely mental.
Fuck, man, at Tynecastle we saved a penalty and they made them fucking retake it.
But it's a fact, mate, that it's a fact that nobody's talking about it. Nobody even mentioned that. I mean, even a couple of penalties I've seen get at the World Cup and handball. Look, if it's a handball, it's a handball. It's not as if his arm's down here. His arm was up there, up at his shoulder length. So,
but then what I want to know is Burnley with his is looking that way and does that, and he says that that's an unnatural position. So surely then last night.
But see, the Burnley one case, I've got no qualms about that being a penalty whatsoever because his horn is up high. I've got no issues with it being a penalty. My issue that day, probably the same as a lot of his, was in the stadium, how long it took them to make that decision.
Yeah.
It's the length of time it's taken for them to say, right, that's a penalty. Or, I think you need to come and have a look at this to the monitor. That should be rapid. It should be a rapid response in that they go, we think that's a penalty. We think you need to go and take a look at it. Or
stop the game.
Stop the game because we've looked at that. It's a penalty. If you want to go and look, go and do it now. But we don't think you need to because we've got clear evidence here that that's a penalty. I've no issues with penalties given. People are going to say, oh, it's petty, it's this, it's that. It might be. But this is the new rules, and this is what the new modernised football we're living under now. These are the rules we're playing with now. And like I says to you, that I've got no qualms with them being penalties. What I've got qualms with is when we're not consistent about the decision making. Some of it might be guesswork with some of them. And it's the length of time it's taken for them to get there to that decision in the first place. But obviously, just the last wee bit, mate, before we finish up, a wee comment here for Angelo Tyro. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong here. Just chatting with my neighbour in the shower. That sounds like a belter of a Friday night, by the way. We agree it's a great new concept to the show on Fridays. Well, thanks very much, Angelo. And I really hope your shower has been very, very warm, especially in this weather. And obviously you're having a belter because that I would say that's annoying. Even I think Ryan might have a wee chuckle if he'd seen that one. You're having a chat with your mate in the shower, and it sounds like your Friday night's a bit more interesting than ours.
It's fucking definitely more eventful than mine anyway.
Absolutely quality. But before I let you go, big man, as I say, is there anything else you want to chuck in before we go, or you quite happy with the new setup, with what we're going to do with this wee cooking and
I am looking forward to it. Hope everybody gets involved and we're goal rush. I think that's
the idea. people, we want the fans who are commenting in regularly to get involved. That's what this has been done for. Because we don't know them. We don't know everybody. Like I say, we just get a vague name and the platform that they're, you know, commenting into. So we don't know who they are. They obviously get to see your faces, but we don't know who they are. And this is just a way to sort of slightly engage and get fans interested and just a wee bit. Obviously, football's back, so it brings a wee bit of excitement as well. Obviously, there's no illegal betting or anything happening here, or nothing like that. There's nothing like that happening at all. It's just a daft wee predictions table, and you predict who you think's going to win. And like I say, we're going to run the incentives like for us as well. So we'll chuck in a wee prize every so often to get it interesting. Should a fan predict for the correct scores in the one day, the one sort of calendar. So I know, as I say, it'll be interesting. But for anybody that is listening in and hasn't already done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It makes myself, Jason, Ryan, makes this worthwhile for us to keep doing this and bring content and chatting Celtic and gain opinions and doing what we're doing. Like I say, it's we need to keep going. So obviously we enjoy doing this, and as I say, it keeps everything interesting for us. So if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, and you can do, like I said earlier in this podcast. If you don't know how to do it and you're not able to do it without setting up, all you need to do is set up a wee email address and a wee password that you'll remember, and it'll allow you to hit that button that says subscribe. And it's totally free, doesn't charge you any money, it doesn't cost anything. So I think maybe a lot of people are put off for that, Jace, that they think, oh, if I hit this, does that mean am I signing up to something? Or no,
it's free, completely
it's
free.
Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And as I say, please keep engaging me, because it's good to hear from you. It's good to get your opinions as well, because that's what it's all about. We're a fan podcast, so where would we be if we didn't have any fans being able to have a chat with us as well, Jace? Do you know what I mean?
The chat's very important.
Well, that's it. That's it, exactly. And that's, like I said at the beginning there, it keeps us wanting to do this. It keeps us wanting to continue doing what we do. But not loving the fact that Celtic are back, big man. As I said, myself and Jason, we're on all platforms. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. In fact, I think I've even linked my Facebook to my name. Have I?
I think so.
Yeah. So if you just check it when my name says JP, beside that's my Facebook page. If you can't get a hold of the Celtic Unrestricted View page, message either myself, Ryan, or Jason, and obviously we'll get things started for you in terms of the league table. But Jace, it's been a pleasure speaking to you this Friday night, mate. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I know you're buzzing, big man, with that smile on your face. You'll probably end up sleeping with that tap on, the same as me. I'll probably just go to my bed and wake up last in the morning. Brilliant.
And just fucking roll out of bed and be like,
just roll out of bed and switch that telly on.
Have a cup of Oxo and then
saying that we might end up getting invited to Ryan, because he's the only one out of his all that's got a dodgy box, remember? So, mind the other week there, he was like a used car salesman, man. He was trying to point me on. He was trying to point me on things, and I think the only thing he must do it was sports oaks, wasn't
it? Aye. There was feet pictures mentioned at one point, and he was punting me.
There's a couple of wee, but that's a daft up. She's got on his phone, mate. Sometimes it gets to his seat, know what I mean? Especially at this time of night. That's probably how he's not on now, because at this time of night he starts to turn into something. No, as I say, mate, pleasure speaking to you. And everybody, cheers for commenting in again. And if I don't get a chance to speak to you beforehand, have a lovely weekend, and I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. So a massive hail to everybody, and hail to yourself, Jace.
Hey, hail, mate. Always a privilege, never a chore. See you later.